So, welcome back. Sunday is a fun day. Basically today there's absolutely nothing going on in the brewery, so nothing fermenting, no starters, pretty much nothing. So that gave me a rare opportunity to clean the floor, tidy up a bit, get a bit organised, figure out what I needed to wash, what I'd forgotten, and get ready for next Sunday when, fingers crossed, I will be going for the first version of our super dry brute IPA, which is a new style for me. So I'm really looking forward to that. It depends a bit that I can get hold of amylase enzymes. And I've been doing quite a bit of research. I see most people put that in the mash, and my research has said that okay, if you do that you need to mash and then leave it there for at least 48 hours, and I mean that's not really it's not ideal for the process that I'm running. So the idea is that I'll put that in the last 4 days, so roughly after 9 or 10 days, when I see that the fermentation is tailing off, I'll add the amylase, and that will then go to work and break down the remaining sugars, because I want it to go all the way down to almost 0. So maybe 1.001, 002, somewhere around there I reckon I'll get out. And I'm really looking forward to how that goes out. New hop profile, new everything. Very, very light grain bill, so Pilsner malt, which we have, maize, some wheat, and considered some flake barley, but rather chose to increase the Pilsner because it's lighter colour. That is then going into the fermenter, the idea being that I want to clear that out as much as possible, so I'll be using the filtration system up front to get as clear a water as possible. Actually considering to connect the output hose through the filter house with a 2 micron filter, but then of course I'd have fermentation trouble. So I think we'll just do it through the mesh filter. Be very mindful. I'll try and recirculate it through the hop spider so that I'm getting absolute minimal break. Ferment that VLP 001, which I have acquired, so that's pretty much ready to go for starter. So you got that there, so I'll build a starter. It's not a high gravity beer, but because of the attenuation almost being 90% or 95%, then you get a fairly strong beer, and it's got very little to hold, so quite a big hop stand addition to try and offset that, and also to build some sense of IPA bitterness in it. So that's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to that whole project to see how it goes out. I'll also be using Medusa hops, which give this guava tequila-like character, but I only want a little bit of that, and the majority of hops will be Eldorado and Galaxy, so really tropical, but with this little sort of tequila-like back end on something that is absolutely bone dry. We'll see how that goes. I'll be back for that when we actually make a brewing video of that, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that's a good idea. VLP 001, so very, very neutral yeast character, not much going on in terms of I want something really clean and crisp, and that has a 80% plus attenuation on its own. Get the amylase in there, really get that going to work, and I think that will go down really, really nice and dry. I could have used an English ale yeast, but I've chosen not to at this. On this one, I wanted a 001 strain available for some testing with some other IPAs that I've got planned. And yeah, when we've done with the Brute IPA, I'll have a nice kind of blend of beers, and the next one after that is planned to be a new milkshake IPA with cherries, which we're taking in a very, very off direction versus what the normal milkshakes tend to be, very sort of like very boldly hopped, and this one will also be boldly hopped, but I'm researching into where we can take that, so that's going to be quite interesting to see how we pan out. It's always quite exciting when you are making brand new beers, that the ideas that you've initially got, that they'll actually kind of translate into what you thought they'd translate into when you're brewing the beer, because it is a natural product. It does behave slightly differently. I'm quite diligent in documenting the process, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So during the course of this week, I'll be firing up a starter, and doing all the calculations around the starter. How much do I need? How much dried malt extract do I need? And where do I need to work with this to make it the beer that I want it to be? So until then, I better have a beer rather than just talk about beer. So hopefully I'll see you back later for that. And yeah, have a good Sunday, and I'll see you later.